So, Ann Mooney, I feel like I've known her for 50 years. I feel like she's been the sister. Well, you're the 10th in your family, or the 10 kids in your family. And I met some of her family. She's met mine. But yet, former Procter & Gamble. She's a Queen City Angel, an investor. And now she is, I feel like a co-leader of our community. So we met last year in the tour before, and so many things we've already done together. I'm so excited to I feel like you're the next 5 years. What are we gonna do together? We're gonna play a lot of pickleball. We're gonna talk about that in a second.
Definitely, there'll be pickleball.
Very competitive. Indiana All-American basketball. So, why do you spend so much time with us at 361 Firm? What is it about us, or you're part of it?
Sometimes
I
wonder about that. Sometimes I wonder, and it definitely in preparation for this Ohio tour this year, the 5th Midwest Ohio tour.
True.
It's been a lot of hours. It's been a labor of love, however, and I've also been excited, even with this, to engage Xavier. I'm newly, as you know, Mark. I'm newly employed.
We love alumni networks like this, and you are such a great ambassador for Xavier right now.
Yeah. And I have been, and in fact, funnily enough, I mean, I was able to persuade the dean to actually be a sponsor for 361 in Ohio for the Cincinnati, and he was over the moon about that decision.
But organically, it was so additive.
It was so additive. How did you feel about that?
Well,
how did you experience it?
So,
I agree.
Speaking of experiential learning.
Yes,
right,
which is my role. My role is all about creating and spinning up experiential learning opportunities for students at Xavier that are going to further their life and career success.
And so a lot of our DNA comes from helping students, being part of alumni networks. But you learn so many things. So all those, that he has the largest MBA alumni base in Cincinnati.
Yeah, little known fact.
And he just kept chiming in, almost in each panel, about something that they did. I remember there was this, for philanthropy, we were talking about, I think there was something with the Ronald McDonald House that somebody won a competition. So that he's like part of the business community, right?
Oh,
so it's like such a bridge.
Absolutely.
So it was just totally organic. But let's go back to you.
Okay.
Because you're the way you evolved with your career, and now you're as an investor, and you've brought so many people into our community now. How can we help you going forward? Like, how would you see the next? I said 5 years. Like, we're going to do so many great things. How can we make that all happen?
Well, I think we can get back to me, but I think about which is kind of typical, which is problematic, which is why you're asking me this question. You'll edit that out. What I'm thinking about is, here's what attracts me. I'm going to answer the question you asked before,
sure.
Which is what attracts me to 361. Why do I spend this time? Why am I so enthusiastic? Look at the diversity of this crowd. Look at the diverse views. I feel that I learned so much on every interaction that I have. And I want to be perpetually learning, continuously learning. I want to cultivate my curiosity in a way that allows me to just continue to evolve as a better human being. It's not just about deal flow. Yeah, there's some deal flow, but I get more interested in the joint philanthropic work that we're doing. And then now with Xavier, to be able to bring those students and even my young professional posse, I like to call them my YP posse, to bring them to bear. I had 10 YPs there in Cincinnati that were Xavier students.
And some of them jumped on the stage. Which was great.
It was so gratifying. And I not only feel gratified, I'm humbled by it. And I feel like I'm doing exactly the right thing at the right time. And I think that 361 is an amplifier and an accelerant for those things that I want to be doing, and I want to be doing them in a bigger way and on a bigger stage. And I think it allows me to do that. It will allow me to do that, and it's beginning to already.
But let's talk about pickleball for a second.
Okay, let's talk about pickleball.
So, I love that laugh. So, it's not just about pickleball, right? It's like ping pong.
Ping pong.
We're competitive.
Pop a shot. We haven't done that yet. Pop a shot. Oh,
that's
pinball.
Playing to our strengths.
Yes,
Yeah,
we're playing to our strengths. Yep.
A little quiet smack talk. But you. I'll beat you, but it's okay. So, but I like that spirit that you bring, and so we played for the first time in Florida, right?
Indeed, yes, indeed.
But shouldn't there's Cincinnati is a bit of a pickleball
mecca. It's going to be a mecca. Once Sawyer Point, which I'm an ambassador for pickleball, at Sawyer Point, and we're under a major renovation. There's going to be 20 courts there, state of the art. I mean, the best technology that you have in terms of surface, lighting, in between the court separators, all of it. So we'll do it here.
A lot of people in 361 haven't played pickleball yet. What is this thing?
You must.
Why should they play pickleball?
Why pickleball?
Yeah.
Wow. They know what it is first?
Assume they know a little bit about it.
Okay.
But
yeah.
Why is it a good thing the way we do it together?
Oh gosh, to me, it's. I mean, the way we do it together, it's just, it's competition, but it's so lighthearted and fun, and there's so much laughter, and there's banter, there's smack talk. I mean, and the smack talk and the banter is actually, there's such an undercurrent, and that becomes sometimes an overcurrent. That it's like you're missing out. It's like if you're not playing, you should have FOMO, basically.
And then when you meet these people and you want to talk about their philanthropies or their companies or whatever, there's a special bond.
There's a special bond that pickleball creates. And I mean, the people that I met, I started playing pickleball during COVID. And, rug pulls on all my consulting things and whatnot. And I had moved just prior to that. Just prior to the winter before COVID hit, and it kind of didn't have a social center of gravity. And for me, pickleball was the grounding force that got me through COVID.
Yep.
And I was just playing multiple times a week, and I mean 5, 6, 7 times a week I was playing.
This is not a half an hour thing.
Well, I know you're going to cut it out.
You met David Henkel. Hi, David.
You're going to cut it out.
No. David Henkel played Michigan, played football, and he was swimming. And he says, I can't really take clients out swimming or to play football. But pickleball, it's pretty easy, right?
It's easy.
All right, so
it's accessible to everybody.
So pickleball, we hit it. Anything else you'd like to touch on before we?
I think that why 361 is so appealing to me is that it is the amplifier and an accelerant and connective tissue for all of the hats that I've been wearing. Whether it's Xavier, the consulting that I do for big cos, the advisory and consulting work that I do for startups, there's opportunities for all of those things to come together in a really unique fashion for me. But then also too, adding on, I feel like I learn every single moment. It's almost like a fire hose coming into my brain with that I feel just fortunate to have become a part of the family. And I really do think of 361 as a family. So
it is. And as a family member, you're going to start interviewing people now.
Bring it in, over under. And this is how you hug.
Come join our 361 firm community of investors and thought leaders. We have a lot of events created by the community as we collaborate on investments and philanthropic interests. Join us.